Okay, welcome back to the Scratch tutorials. This is tutorial 2. In the first one, we made this fish right here with several costumes, actually. Just a normal fish, a fish that's breathing, okay, and a fish with the eyes closed, okay? And going back to the code, when the green flag is clicked, the normal fish is gonna be set, and then in a forever loop, we're going to pick a random number from 1 to 4 seconds, and then anywhere between 1 to 4, we're going to switch that costume to the eyes closed, wait a fraction of a second, okay, then to open the eyes again. And this is what it looks like. Eyes are open. Okay, and there you go. And the fish is blinking, okay, randomly. Okay, so I left off saying, okay, here's the question. How can you now have the fish breathing at the same time, okay? This is actually a lot more complicated. There's kind of several ways to achieve this, and I'm just gonna go through a couple of those today, okay? So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna stop the code. One way is to actually create one more costume, okay? And so we have a normal fish, we have a fish that's breathing, and then we have a fish eyes closed, okay? So we have a fish breathing with the eyes open. Why not just duplicate that costume, okay? Fish breathing, eyes closed, and then just close this eye here. So similar to what we did last time, you could like erase the eyeball and then grab the paint bucket tool. Let's fill that fish color or the fish body in with the same green color, okay? Then grab the brush tool, actually it's the line tool that we used, and do black. And we'll just do like that, okay? So notice how on the normal, the fish eye closed, the original costume, the line's a little bit longer than it is here. So I can easily just extend that a little bit, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, it really doesn't, okay? So now we have 4 costumes to toggle from, okay? Honestly, this probably isn't the best way to do this. I'm just showing you this is one example, okay? So then in our forever loop, we can just add those costumes in here, okay? We can actually use this pick random in another way. Instead of using it for seconds, we can use it for costumes, okay? So this is where the order of the costumes becomes important, okay? Right now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 costumes. Notice the numbers here. We have fish, normal fish, fish breathing eyes closed, fish eyes closed. I'm gonna move this 4th fish up here. So the normal fish, nope, I'm changing my mind on that. I'm gonna leave it where it's at. So costumes 3 and 4 are about the eyes closed, okay? And then the first 2 costumes are about the eyes open, okay? So first 2 costumes, eyes open, second 2 costumes, eyes closed, like that, okay? Fish breathing, fish eyes closed, fish breathing. Okay, so we've got those numbers kind of stuck in our head. So now what we can do is instead of switch costumes to like fish eyes closed, let's try, I'm gonna duplicate this green block and I'm gonna stick this right in here. So I need some kind of an eyes closed. Well, those were the 3 or the 4 values, okay, like that. I'm gonna push this up here for a second. Okay, so when we start, the fish eye is gonna be open, and then forever, we're gonna wait a second. This can actually be moved around. This could be here, okay? Switch a costume from 3 to 4, wait like 1 second, and then let's open the eyes. And the 2 costumes with the fish eyes open were costumes 1 and 2. So I'm gonna change this 4 to 2. There we go. Now, let's see what this looks like here. Okay, notice it improves it slightly. works a little bit better, okay? But honestly, that's probably not the best way to do this, okay? I just wanted to show that to you. This would work, okay? Another thing that you could actually do, let's duplicate this sprite down here. Now, I'm actually going to call sprite 1, let's just name it fish, like that, okay? And then sprite 2, I'm going to name it eyes. There you go. Now for sprite 2, I'm going to click that, go to the costumes, and trash can all the costumes. There we go. Let's move this one out of the way. Okay, here's my eyes. So basically, I want to get rid of everything except the eyeballs, okay? And that's easy to do. We could have just started over with a brand new sprite rather than deleting this whole thing. Remember, you can increase the brush size if you wanted to. You can type in values there, okay? That works too, okay? Now, this is what's tremendously important, is this orientation mark, this orientation point right smack there, okay? So basically, I'm going to create an eyeball, and I'm going to put it right on that orientation mark, okay? And then we're going to go back and we're going to check that orientation mark on the fish. We're going to make those two orientation marks line up perfectly. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to make an eyeball like this. Great. And I'm going to fill that with a color. Brightness all the way up, saturation all the way down. That's white. Okay. Then I'm going to take the brush. You know, you can modify this as you want. Grab like maybe a blue color. Doesn't matter, and just maybe do something like this. All right. So there's my eyeball. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my fish sprite, and I am going to delete this fisheye right here. Boom. I'm going to fill that in one more time with this green color. Eyedropper tool. Boom. There we go. Oops, got to delete this one too. So now we're making a separate sprite for the eyeball. There we go. Now, what we want to do is I'm going to zoom out of this. I need to know where the center point of this fish is. Okay, so this is when I'm going to grab the select tool, and I'm just going to kind of select over it, pull it down. Ah, the center point is right smack in the middle. Do you guys see that? So I'm going to undo that. So it's basically right where that fin is. Okay, so this is going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to grab the fish, and I'm going to click kind of the top part of his mouth right there. And I'm going to drag this down, and I'm going to stick that right on the X like that. There we go. Okay. Do the same with this fish. Click right here, and I'm going to place it right on the X. There we go. So now that's where the eye is going to be located. Okay. So I'm going to go to my code. I should make this eye just a teeny bit smaller. You can actually do that. Notice how large this eyeball is right there, which actually it doesn't look too bad. Okay. But you can reduce the size of it right here. I'm going to make it maybe 80. Okay. Nope. Let's make it maybe 70. Okay. There we go. So there's my little fish eye. Okay. So I've got a fish and an eye. And I'm going to have this eye move with the fish all the time. Okay. And this is going to be great. All right. So I'm going to go to my fish code. Basically, we're just going to kind of redo all this. Okay. When the green flag is clicked, switch a costume to fish. Yes. And forever, switch the costumes. Switch costume to fish breathing. Okay. We're going to just do the first two costumes. Okay. And then go back to the normal fish. We need some control blocks. We need some time there. Right there. 1 second. This, let's see, it's only going to be whenever he breathes. That could be like when we're inhale and we exhale, it could be like 2 seconds or something like that. 2 seconds, there we go. Something like that. Okay, so there's the code for the fish. Let me just click this. Fish should be breathing. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, there we go. All right, so that's the code for the fish. Now let's do the code for the eyeball. So I'm gonna click on the eye and start over. When the green flag is clicked, okay, we're gonna have a motion block in here. And we're gonna say, go to the fish. Okay, we're gonna have the eye go exactly to the fish. Okay, now that fish center point is right above that mouth, okay? And honestly, we need to do that forever, okay? And I'm gonna show you why in a second. What if the fish moves, okay? So we come over here and we could also say, when the green flag, let's go back to the control for the events. Sorry about that, I'm confusing you guys. Let's have, when the green flag is clicked, let's have the fish glide. So we're gonna have him glide. 1 second to some random position, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna click the green flag. There we go. The fish glides to a random position, but the eyeball remained behind, and that's no good. Okay, we have to have the eye stay with the fish. Not a problem. So let's go to the eye, and we're gonna use a forever loop. We're always gonna go to that fish, okay? Now let's try it. When the green flag is clicked, there we go. Okay, notice that the eye is there. It's kind of on the mouth. We could have moved that up a little bit. You get the point. When the green flag is clicked, there we go. When the green flag is clicked, when the green flag is clicked. Okay, it's kind of funny. There's a little bit of differentiation. It looks kind of funny, actually. Okay, so that is one way that you can actually keep the eye together with the fish. How can you keep the eye, though, blinking randomly? That's pretty easy to do. We've already actually seen that code. Okay, forever, when the green flag is clicked, you can actually have parallel processing going on. Okay, so let's do another, when the green flag is clicked, let's forever change our looks, switch costume. You always need 2 of those if you're going to switch between 2 costumes. Okay. Oops, guess what I didn't do? I so apologize. If you go to the costumes, let's name this. First of all, we're going to duplicate it. I'm going to name this as eye open, and this one's going to be eye closed. There we go. And so for eye closed, we need to just delete that, create a line. I'm going to use a black color and just go like this, or like that. Okay, so here's eye open, here's eye closed. Okay, to actually fix our eyeball, remember how it's kind of on the mouth right now? That's easy to do. Grab the select tool, just kind of drag it a little bit to this side of the orientation mark. Same with the eyeball. Grab the select tool, drag the eye a little bit to this side. There we go. So now we have the eyeball open and closed. Eye open, eye closed. Okay, so here we go. Go back to the code. I'm going to switch the costume to eye closed, eye open. That's fun. Then we need some time. Okay, whenever it blinks, it's going to be a fraction of a second. So again, since we have 2 costumes, we need 2 weight blocks. This one's going to be like 0.1, and this one needs to be that random number. Okay, so let's try to go get that. Pick a random number from like 1 second to 4 seconds, however long you want your fish to blink. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's try it. When the green flag is clicked, let's actually start with the eye open. Okay, so we're going to switch this costume to the eye closed. So when the green flag is clicked, the eye is going to be open, and then forever we're going to close it, wait a second, switch to eye open, and then pick a random number from 1 to 4 seconds. Let's try it. There we go. Click it again. that fun? Okay. In the next video, I'll show you how to make the fish move even more. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.